I grew up in South Auckland, and our food was really simple. Not bad, it was just very meat and 3 veg, which was great. And we didn't really experiment with a lot of spicy food because my dad wasn't into spicy food, so we never really had it. So I didn't have something like a curry until I was in my teenage years. And so that kind of opened up a whole world of different flavors and types of cooking for me. So up until then it was meat and 3 veg, bread and butter, wheat bix for breakfast. If you're hungry after school, wheat bix for after school. And so it was pretty basic stuff, but it was beautiful. When I think about my mum's cooking, no, this is terrible because all that's springing to mind is the stuff she used to make that I hated, like lamb's fry, you know, and kidney and stuff like that I wasn't really into. But Mum used to make the most beautiful bread and butter pudding. I used to love that, man. She used to knock that out. That was always really delicious too. So I'm more of a dessert guy. I've got a sweet tooth. So for me, the main meal was just this thing that I had to get past in order to get to bread and butter pudding, rice pudding, orange and chocolate chip ice cream. See, I'm a dessert guy. How did I get into media? The truth is, when I was a young man, there were 2 jobs I wanted to be. First of all, a racing car driver. I idolized people like Ayrton Senna and Michael Schumacher and all these amazing, Gerhard Berger, all these amazing racing car drivers from Europe. And I said to Mum and Dad, I want to be a racing car driver, we have to move to Europe from South Auckland. And they were like, that's just not going to happen. Think of a plan B. So plan B was, I want to be a musician. And that didn't really work out either. So I was a musician for a little while, and my mum sent in an application for a TV show. I wasn't aware of this, it was for an audition for a TV show. And she was sick of watching me sitting around the house playing the guitar and just jamming. Because when you're a musician, sometimes, basically it's a nice way of saying you're unemployed. And I was unemployed. And I went along to the audition thinking I've got nothing to lose. I ended up in television, so that was back in 1989. And then that led to radio in 1992. And that's been my day job for the last 23, 24 years. You know what I love about doing breakfast radio is the first thing in the morning, you're up and you're playing great music and you're having a good time and you're cracking jokes and you're with people that you really love working with, and I'm very lucky in that respect. And so you go to work with your mates and the listeners become your friends as well. So often I'll be at the supermarket buying toilet paper and there'll be a tap on the shoulder and it'll be a listener saying, oh, I love the show, which I really, really appreciate. So when it comes to food and my one guilty pleasure, I just can't go past chocolate. Man, I love this stuff. And I think I blame Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory with Gene Wilder when I was a kid, when that movie came out. The idea that I could open up chocolate, get a golden ticket and some chocolate as well was like the ultimate for me. So I fell in love with chocolate as a kid, and I've always had chocolate on my mind. So that's my little treat. Often after the show, we have a vending machine down the end of the hallway, and I'll go down there and I'll just buy chocolate after the show. Beyond radio, what I'd love to do, and it's kind of a standard joke at work, is a few years ago I got asked to do a musical, and I played the uncle and the guard in The Wizard of Oz at the Civic in Auckland. And I really enjoyed it. I don't know if I was very good at it because it's the only time anyone's ever asked me to be in a musical, and I haven't been asked back since. So maybe one day when I leave the radio, besides grandchildren, which I can't wait to have, actually I can wait, but besides grandchildren, maybe a musical coming my way would be great.